Alright guys, thank you for watching. In the video today, we have new Silent Hill game and MGS remake leaks. Apparently they were fake, and that's been claimed by another insider. We have a different insider which claims FromSoftware are far too busy to make a Bloodborne Remaster. EA confirms it is working on a new Iron Man and multiple Marvel games. And we have a new PS5 launching with a detachable disk drive. So as usual, all the links to the articles are down below in the description. So looking at our first piece of news that Silent Hill games and Metal Gear Solid remake games were all bullshit, apparently. That's been claimed by an insider. All those leaks were fake, apparently. Leaks suggesting a new Silent Hill game and Metal Gear Solid remake games were all fake, according to a gaming industry insider. Now, the insider, or the leaker, was outed this week as a YouTuber breaking non-disclosure agreements with publishers. It was revealed this week by Bloomberg's journalist Jason Schreier that popular YouTube video maker Dan Allen Gaming was behind the insider Twitter account The Real Insider, which had been responsible for leaking a bunch of information, including every Assassin's Creed game announced at the recent Ubisoft Forward presentation. Dan Allen has now admitted to being the individual behind the account and using his position as a YouTuber to receive embargoed material from game companies, then breaking those embargoes in order to share the information on The Real Insider's Twitter account. Dan Allen owned up to this action in a video titled "I'm Sorry," in which he apologized to his viewers and said that he had leaked the embargoed information for clout. However, Dan noted that while the Assassin's Creed leak was a result of him receiving that information from Ubisoft, the other leaks he posted were either educated guesses or outright false. These fake leaks include a new Silent Hill game and a Metal Gear Solid remake. Now, this isn't to say that the new Silent Hill game and Metal Gear Solid remakes are not being developed. There have been other reports outside of Dan Allen's false leaks that have suggested that both projects are actually on their way, from an alleged playable concept for a new Silent Hill being leaked to notable insider Dusk Golem, and that's via Reset Era, saying remastered versions of the original MGS trilogy are 100% true. This means that while Dan Allen was admittedly lying about the leaks, there's still a possibility that these games could be on the way if other insiders are to be believed. Still, we'll just have to wait and see if any of the reports surrounding these projects have any truth behind them. So moving on to our next piece of information, one of the most requested PS5 remasters right now is Bloodborne. Alternatively, players would love for the game to be ported to the PC so a new audience can enjoy it. But apparently, and unfortunately, neither a Bloodborne PC port or a remaster is going to happen anytime soon, according to industry insider Jeff Grubbs. And that's because FromSoftware is the only studio that could actually make it happen, and they're just too busy right now. FromSoftware is the developer behind the sensationally huge successful hit Elden Ring, and that is taking up all of their time at the moment. While no DLC has been announced for the game, despite the rumours and false leaks, the team is still building up support and updating the game. But we know DLC is probably on their way, and they're spending a lot of that time making sure that the DLC is polished and actually can live up to the expectations of what the game has now delivered. With no time left for Bloodborne, players may be wondering why Sony doesn't just hand the game over to somebody else, like their PlayStation Studios PC porting specialist, Nixxes Studio. Grubb told Xbox Expansion Pass that this was because FromSoftware is the only studio that can work with the game's code. Nothing is happening with Bloodborne right now, he goes on to say. While Sony could hire someone to come in and work on that, my understanding, and this could be wrong, but my understanding from FromSoftware was that FromSoftware built the game in such a way that you couldn't just hire a team to go in there and do the work for them. You'd have to work in conjunction and watch them and supervise them, and that would have to be done with a team from FromSoftware. And FromSoftware would have to be there. For example, they would be there with the keys in hand to unlock the doors to part of the code, which is a bit like a spaghetti and a bit all messed up, so that they can guide you through, and FromSoftware is just too busy to do that right now. So you could get another development team in, but it will probably take them 3 or 4 times as long to actually develop the game for a remaster than it would take FromSoftware. While Elden Ring continues to be the #1 priority for FromSoftware, the general feeling is that Bloodborne can wait. Although this may be disappointing news to the game's fans, I think they're going to have to wait for now for a Bloodborne Remaster or a port, because clearly the developers at FromSoftware are far too busy. Now, this is disappointing, yes, of course it is, but has a remaster or remake been ruled out? No. So that's all I'm hanging on to right now, because they haven't exactly ruled it out. They've just said they're too busy right now, focusing on probably a DLC of some kind. Once that's out and once the hype for Elden Ring and the buzz has calmed down, they can then get cracking on a remaster, because we all want one. We all want a remaster for Bloodborne. Moving on to the next piece of news that we have, EA confirms it's working on several new Marvel games, including an Iron Man game. EA has revealed an exciting new collaboration with Marvel that will produce several new games based on the latter's franchises. The first of those was announced today and confirms that many rumours that it will be centred on an Iron Man game. Motive Studio, the developer behind Star Wars Squadron and the upcoming Dead Space remake, will be the team responsible for bringing to life the game. The game's executive producer will be Oliver Prolox, who previously worked on the titles such as Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Iron Man will be a single-player, third-person action-adventure game that will feature an original storyline that taps into the rich history of Iron Man, challenging the complexity, charisma, and creative genius of Tony Stark. EA promises players will be able to feel what it's like to truly play as Iron Man, and Motive Studio has been given a lot of freedom to create their own take on the superhero. Vice President and Creative Director at Marvel Games, Bill Roseman, said that we are thrilled to collaborate with a talented team at Motive Studio to bring their original vision of one of Marvel's most important, powerful, and beloved characters. Their experience delivering both established entertainment worlds and thrilling gameplay, combined with their authentic passion for the armoured icon, will fuel our quest to deliver a love letter to a legendary hero in the form of an ultimate Iron Man video game. Development on the game is still in the very early pre-production stages, so it'll be a while before we get to see any more from Iron Man. EA didn't drop any hints on what the other Marvel games could be or how many they were planning to produce. Sounds quite exciting. Like to see a little bit more before I really form an opinion on the game. Like to see, maybe let's see a CGI, because we know we're not going to get any gameplay right now. Let's see something from the studio and then follow it up 6 months or a year later with some gameplay. Then we can start to form some opinions. But the fact that they're looking at single player, third person, action type game, I'm excited. I'm excited, guys. Really can't wait. Moving on to the next piece of information, we have a new PS5 launching with a detachable disk drive, apparently, and that's according to an insider. So Sony will be launching a new PS5 with a detachable disk drive, according to a new site aptly named Insider Gaming by a known insider, Tom Henderson. According to anonymous source sharing details of their next iteration of the console, the release date for this PlayStation 5 overhaul will be September 2023. The source, as reported by Insider Gaming, claims that the detachable disk drive will be connected to the PS5 using an additional USB-C port along the back of the console, with the added port being part of a new D chassis for PlayStation 5. As such, this would replace the current A, B and C chassis, which have been in production since the console's launch. The new PS5 console will apparently be sold separately as well as in a bundle with the detachable disk drive, though this can be purchased separately too. The disk drive will not ruin the aesthetics of the console and will attach to it without looking external, suggesting that the paired drive will likely be a first-party product. It will also be a portable one and very easy to replace. The reports projects that the detachable disk drive means that the new PS5 will be slimmer and lighter. If true, it could mean that this could be called the PS5 Slim. Think about it. It could be the PS5 Slim. Either way, Sony is reportedly looking to sell approximately 18.5 million units of the PS5 version in the 2023 fiscal year, while only selling 12 million units of the soon-to-be older PS5 console with the ABC chassis within the same time frame. As such, it is assumed that Sony will be phasing them out in favour of the newly designed PS5. Let me know what you think of the PS5 Slim, and if you favour that with the attachable or detachable disk drive, or do you prefer the current existing original PS5 model? Me personally, I like the original one. Always have, always will. That's going to do it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Do me a favour, before you leave, hit the bell, subscribe and like buttons. Leave your comments down below and I will catch you on the next video.